Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty and the beginning of the month is kit building time for me, so let's get started with the Counterfeit Kit Challenge build. Here we are at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog, and the first of the month they always post an inspiration piece, a kit that exists somewhere in the world for us to draw our own inspiration from and create our own kits. Here is the inspiration image, and it's a little small, so we'll go take a look at those in bigger form in a moment. And the kit that we're being inspired from is a kit from last summer. The Master Forgers, as the design team is called at the Counterfeit Kit, always invite a guest designer for the month, and this month we have May Flom. And all of the Master Forgers, as well as our guest designer, have a hop for you to follow along to see how they drew their inspiration from this kit. So let's go ahead and dive into the inspiration pieces. So we are here at Cocoa Daisy, and this kit is called the Backyard Blooms Kit. Now, as you can see, most of these kits are sold out because they are from last year, which makes it a great option to counterfeit our kit. So as you can see, there's quite a few images here and bits and pieces to this kit. There's 3 pages of inspiration. Now we're not going to look at every single one. So the first thing I notice is the burst of color. So we've got rainbow bursts of color going on here. So that's one thing I'm noticing. I did open a few images to take a closer look. So in this kit, I'm noticing all the color. I'm noticing things that look like watercolor florals. It is a little hard, so if I scroll over, we can get a close-up. Yes, definitely watercolor florals and a hummingbird. We've got a dragonfly, so outdoor icons going on here. Word elements, label stickers, some enamel accent pieces. Okay, let's take a look at another page. This is the Traveler's Notebook version, and I'm seeing a lot of the same elements happening here. Let's keep looking. These are definitely watercolor, so lots of watercolor action going on here. There's those hummingbirds again, lots of florals, and this piece, these 2 pieces, just with the washes of watercolor on the side, that catches my attention for sure. Oh, there are several washi tapes in this kit of supplies. I did want to mention one thing is that the Cocoa Daisy does offer this free, it's a planner printable, so it's sized to fit in planners, but if you want to add some of these exact elements to your projects, you can download and print these out and use these exact elements. All right, with that, let's go ahead and head to my stash and see what I can put together with this inspiration. So I pulled any papers from my stash that caught my attention, and it turns out that I have a whole selection of these Bloom Street papers from Paige Evans. Those papers are probably over a year old, but I really liked this collection and it worked great for this kit. It even had hummingbirds in it, and while the color palette is softer, that works for me better because I'm not a huge bold color person. So like that Vicky Bouton color and that stripe are going to go out because they're a little too bold for what I've got going on here. Now I chose that jar print, and we'll get to that a little bit later, and I'm adding in other prints to this collection because I like to mix it up and not just stick with one pattern paper line, but that's just my preference. Do what you like to do. If that single pattern paper line catches you, go for it. So here's a bug print, and there were some elements in the inspiration piece that had dragonflies in it, so I wanted to kind of pick up on that kind of insect print for some specific pages. And so I'm just adding other pieces in here, and sometimes I'm waffling on whether I want it or not. And then sometimes the backs of papers work as well as the front of papers, and sometimes even better. This sun print I had pulled for the other side, and I was going to toss the paper, but then I flipped it over and the sun was great. So I am picking some other elements in here that work well for the themes that I saw in the kit. So outdoors, summer, like a lot of these insects were themes that I saw in the kit. And that moth print I had originally eliminated because the color palette was a little too bland, but then I have a story I know I want to tell, so I pulled it back in there. So it's your kit, do what you want. Moving on to the embellishments, I pulled out this die cut with a view embellishment cut apart pack, and it's got lots of embellishments from their various paper lines, so not everything in here matches with each other. But I'm going to use this pack to pull out the things that work with my kit. So I'm pulling out anything that has a good rainbow color palette, and I'm choosing a lot of icons that I noticed in the inspiration. So lots of tags and banners, some of those natural elements, florals and kind of outdoor animals. There was an alphabet that worked well, there were some border strips that worked well, and then I also had some of these summer food icons that worked well, and then lots of cut apart tags that had nice sayings and again worked with the themes. So because some of those pieces had gold accents, I did pull a gold alphabet, I pulled a black alphabet that went with the inspiration, and then a white because I like to have choices and variety. I did pull a bunch of washi tapes. Now my washi tapes are little, and I will give you a closer view of those later. I have some extra hummingbirds in there, and then lots of sparkly enamel dots because those were part of the inspiration and I like those, so those made it into my kit. I do have this lovely hummingbird stamp that I just love, and so I don't know that I'll necessarily break it out that much because there's so much going on in this kit already. But I like it. And then, of course, I like to watercolor, so I'm going to add in extra watercoloring options to this kit. Now this kit is really big for me. That's okay. If I don't use up everything, it will just get refiled in my stash to be repurposed at another point in the future. I hope you enjoyed seeing a look at my kit building process. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below for me. And if you got something helpful out of this video, do give me a like because it does help my channel. Tomorrow I have a layout process video for the scraphappy.org membership group, and then Friday I will be back with another counterfeit kit project called Forgery on the 4th, where we take an item from the kit and recreate it ourselves, and I'll be watercoloring. So join me tomorrow and Friday for some more crafty inspiration. I'll see you then.